In this video, we're going to talk mainly about products and variants, but we're also going to talk about orders and customers briefly at the end. Obviously, running an e-commerce store, products sit at the center of the platform. Products should be pretty simple to understand, but where it can start to get a little complicated is when we break down each product into variants. Variants are super important because they represent the actual product that gets ordered and delivered to the customer. Let me explain. Let's look at the snowboard examples that come with our development store. The hydrogen snowboard here is a single product, but it comes in a range of options. If we scroll down to the variant section, we can see the list of options and possible values for each, which in turn produce this table of variants. Each combination of options produces a single variant. If we have just one option parameter with, let's say, size here with 3 different sizes, then we'll have just 3 different variants. One variant for each size. But if we have more than one option parameter here, the list compounds. With 3 option parameters, each with 3 possible values for the first, 2 for the second, and 8 for the last, as in this example right here, we get a total of 48 different variants, or 48 different combinations of all the options above. The formula for this is simple. It's just the number of possible values for each multiplied together. So 3 times 2 times 8, producing 48 different combinations or 48 different variants. So when I say the variant is the actual product that gets ordered and delivered to the customer, that's because if a customer orders a carbon fiber snowboard with a classic bolt pattern in size 160, and they were to receive a fiberglass snowboard with an RSC binding mount in size 154, then that's not the product that they ordered. This is an important concept to understand, as while products have their own pages, it's the variant or the variants under the product that is actually what gets selected and ordered by the customer. For this reason, a product always contains at least one variant, even if there are no options available for the product. Let's zoom out for a second and take a look at the process of ordering something on a Shopify store. First, the customer navigates to a product page, and whether this product is available in different options or not, when the customer clicks the Add to Cart button, a variant will get added to the cart. If the customer navigates to the checkout page, the variants in that cart get carried across, and when the customer pays, 2 things happen. A customer is created in the backend, and the cart gets converted into an order that is then attached to that customer. Now, for a regular admin user, the distinction between products and variants isn't super important to understand. All you really need to be concerned about is that the customer's selection was captured successfully and that they receive the product with the combination of options that they selected. However, for more technical users who plan on coding Shopify themes, functions, or apps, it's important that you are aware of this. We can view the data that gets stored within a variant by clicking the Edit button on any one of these rows. As each variant is technically a separate product, it should have its own SKU, quantity, and price. The price could be the same between variants or different if a certain combination is in higher demand or more expensive to produce. As the customer buys a variant and not a product, the stock level of each combination is stored at the variant level here. So, if the variant represents the actual product that the customer is ordering, what can be said about the quote-unquote product that we see in the admin? You can think of this product as the page on which we display the product details and images. A single page that groups all the variants together. Variants don't have their own pages and can only be grouped together by the product that they belong to. Products, on the other hand, can exist in multiple collections and each have their own page. We can view the product page for any particular product by clicking the View button up here. Here we can see the details that we set in the admin applying to our front end. Most of these are quite simple to understand, such as the title, description, and images, but I want to draw your attention to one little drop down right here under Theme Template. We'll talk more in depth about templates once we get into themes, but for now understand that each product page will look similar if they are using the same template, which in Shopify is usually the case. We can see at present that all the products in our store are using the one default template, the code of which is stored within the theme. When we click View here on the product, we are viewing the default template on the currently live theme. Again, this is jumping ahead a little, but we'll get to templates in a later video. To finish off this video, however, let's briefly talk about orders and customers, which, as previously mentioned, are generated whenever a customer checks out on our website. In our customers section here, we can view the details of users who have previously submitted orders with our store, but not every user here is necessarily a paying customer. A quote unquote customer can also be a user who voluntarily submits their information to us without having to buy anything. The most common example of this is a newsletter sign up where we might offer something to the prospective customer in exchange for their contact information. Our orders section here, pretty self-explanatory. When a user checks out in the store, it creates an order for us to view within the admin here. Orders, of course, contain the products/variants that the customer has ordered, as well as the customer's information so that the order can be fulfilled. Pretty simple. So, a bit of meat in this lesson, but basically this covers the main core of the Shopify e-commerce system. To recap, you can set up pages to display various products in your store, each with their own list of possible combinations known as variants. When a user visits your store, they evaluate the product and select what variant they would like via the product page. Add that product to the cart and then check out, creating a new customer and order in the system for the merchant to fulfill. In the next video, we'll cover a section here on the product page that we breezed over in this video, but is very important: product organization. So important that it deserves its own video.